So it is true that when you first buy a home, your monthly payments, the majority of it goes towards the interest. There's absolutely no question about that. But if you think about it from a rental standpoint, your whole monthly payment goes towards nothing that benefits you at all, right? Other than a place to live. And so instead of, at least for me, I don't worry about necessarily how much I'm paying in interest. I look at what my monthly payments are and if I'm comfortable with those monthly payments. Because what I do know is going to end up happening is that I'm going to be building equity on that property as well. I also know that I can refinance that property potentially at a later point in time when interest rates come down, so I'm paying less in interest. And then the other thing that you got to think about is what's your financial strategy? If you're paying interest on a property, and let's just say it's 6%, right, on that loan, and now you can go and use all your other cash to invest it in the market, and you're making 10, 12, 15%, potentially 20% if you use the right financial advisor, 20% out in the market. Why wouldn't you do that? And you offset that little bit of an expense of 6% there to go and use your cash to go put towards some other investment at a higher interest rate. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people miss out on, is that they're now benefiting from owning real estate. They're paying 6%. Granted, it's on a larger dollar amount, but you only had to pay 3.5% to get into that property, right? So you're not cash poor getting into that property. And for us down here, if you're renting a property, first, last, and security, right? So even if you're renting something that is $3,000 a month, you're putting almost $10,000 up front before you even move into the property. So it's not like renting is just going in with chump change. Like, no, you're putting money into that. And then every single dollar that you put in isn't going towards anything that you're actually building. And so one of the one of the great facts that I always see and I always try to talk to people about is if you look at higher net worth individuals, right? They always own real estate. It's very rare that they are renters to start off with, right? Most of the people that have built, larger retirement accounts, have more equity just in general, are people that have owned real estate, because real estate typically will appreciate over time. And so it's always a great foundation to your financial health. And so you should always buy.